There's no studio near you.
Grandfather. There is our grandfather clock. Good morning, everyone. Happy to have everyone join us with the poor air quality in Marin and around California, Oregon, Washington. We need to stay inside, but thank you all for joining ABC Yoga this morning. We're going to start on our back bodies. So rolling onto our backs. Let's first just turn our palms up towards the sky, settling onto our mats, allowing the body to be heavy. Let's just move our head side to side and stretch our arms up overhead. Take a big breath in here. Nice long exhale. Let's sip in the breath. Take another full inhale. Nice long exhale. And allowing the hands to relax alongside the body. Just turn your toes in and out. And again, move that head side to side. And that next inhalation, we'll hug the right knee into our chest. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Let's open up our ankles in one direction. And then we'll change direction. And take the knee across the body, extend that right arm. Maybe take your gaze over that right shoulder. Pause here, take a breath in. And let it go. Another inhale. Full exhale. Roll back on the back body, extend the right leg, pause. And that next inhalation, we hug the opposite knee in, find some ankle twist in one direction, and we'll change direction. Take the knee across the body, extend the left arm, breathe into that lower back space, take another breath here. Let it release. And we'll roll back on the back body. Both knees hug in. Let's wrap our arms around our shins, draw our forehead towards our knees. Really stretch out the back of the neck. Head and shoulders back on the floor. Find the inside of the arches of your feet. We'll find our happy baby. Rock the spine side to side. And then we'll take our hands behind our knees and rock our spine backwards and forwards. 2 or 3 rocks. Cross your ankles and we'll come onto our hands and knees. Tap our top of our feet away. Then press the shins into the earth. Let's take that left hand a foot in front of you. Right hand reaches high. And we'll scoop it underneath the left arm. Right ear to the floor. Let's walk that left hand forward. I come on the finger pads of that left hand, spin my gaze up towards the sky, or just pause and breathe here. Notice everything that's connecting with the floor. Swallow, relax that jaw. Breathe into the belly, take another breath in. We let it go and reach that right hand high and lower it down to the earth. Right hand 1 foot in front of you. Left arm reaches high. We scoop it under. Take that opposite ear, that left ear to the floor. Now walk that right hand forward. Come on the finger pads. Find that breath. Another full inhale. Finish that exhalation, come back, extend that left hand high, and we'll lower it down. Draw those knees together, hug them into the center line. Right hand, reach it up, turn the thumb up towards the sky, and lengthen the left leg behind you, hip height. Find that beautiful line of energy. We'll squeeze the elbow and knee in, and extend. We hug the knee to the elbow and then lengthen. 5 more. Use that core. Find that length. We squeeze and extend. Last 3. We're breathing on 2. This one, let's hold elbow to knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. We lengthen. Take the right arm to the right, left leg up and to the side of your space. Flex that foot. We're breathing here for 3, for 2, on 1, find that length. Beautiful, and lower hand and knee to earth. Bump those hips side to side. And hug those knees together. The left arm extends, turn that thumb up towards the sky. Kind of straighten right in front of you. Yeah, beautiful. Right leg lifts. Now hug the elbow into the knee. We squeeze and extend. Beautiful. Breathing. We lengthen. Last 5. We breathe and extend. Last 3 and 2. This one we hold. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1. We find that length. Now take that left arm to the side. Right leg up and over on 90 degrees. Flex that right foot. Use that core for 3, for 2, on 1. Find that length. Nice. Let's lower it down. Bump those hips side to side. Curl those toes under. Beautiful. Lift those sits bones. And just begin to pedal out those feet in your downward dog. Head is nice and loose. Breath is steady. And after several movements, find stillness in your downward dog. Relaxing that jaw, connecting with that breath. Back of the neck lengthens, head is super heavy. And equally walking your hands and feet into the center of your mat. So keep your feet hips distance apart. We'll interlace our hands behind the back body. Find that halfway lift. Soften those knees, hinge from your hip creases and draw the hands away from your back body. Shake out that head. Toes are spread wide. Bend those knees a little deeper. Pull the hands a little further away from that back body. Take a breath in here. Let it go. Let's find that halfway lift. Opposite thumb on top. Soften those knees and hinge from those hips. Shake out that head. Connect with that breath. Pull the hands a little further away from the back body. Great. I see some of you using a strap. That's wonderful. Another full inhale. Complete the exhalation. Let's release the hands to the floor and step back into our high plank. So warming up our body this morning, you can drop to the knees if you'd like. Open up those collarbones. Breathe into the back body and lift the back body a couple more inches. Open up the arches of the feet by bringing your chest closer to the top of the mat. Imagine you're peering over a cliff. Squeeze everything. I'll hug all those muscles to the bones. Beautiful. For 3, 2, downward dog on 1. Sits bones lift, eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Please lift that right leg high. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Yawn that right knee up towards the sky. We close the chest towards the earth. Now straighten through that right leg. Step it forward into warrior 1. Left heel on the floor, and we use that breath to come all the way up. Drop into those hips. Take that right hip back, left shoulder forward. Drawing those arms past your ears. Another full breath here. Hands release to the mat. Step the right leg back. Pause in high plank, low plank, a cobra or upward dog, downward dog, exhale. Beautiful. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Left leg lifted high. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Left hip on top of the right. Left leg is flexed. Draw that knee up towards the sky. Close the chest towards the floor. Now lengthen through that left leg, step it forward, warrior one. Left heel on the floor and we lift. Ease into that left thigh. Spin that left hip back, right shoulder forward. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Another full breath in. Release the hands to the floor, left leg back. Vinyasa, high plank to low. The cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Exhale, eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Connect with that breath. In and out through the nose. Draw those heels a little closer to the mat. We'll draw one more breath in. Complete that exhalation. Bend the knees, step, hop, or just walk to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Drop into your chair. Reach your arms up high. Turn those pinkies in. Hands to heart center as we fold forward. Beautiful. Moving with our breath this morning. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High plank to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Exhale. Nice. We lift that right leg high. And find our warrior one. And lift. Let's open into warrior two. Pause here. Find that longer. You can reach that right foot towards the front of the mat, finding that length through that right thigh. Drop into those hips. Hug those muscles in. And let's reverse. Right hand eye, left hand towards the left leg, or we scoop it into that right hip crease. Now drop into those hips a little further. Breathe into those right ribs. Another breath in. Now cycle hands to the floor. Take that right leg back. High plank to low plank. The cobra or up dog. Downward dog, exhale. Left leg lifts. We find warrior one. Come all the way up. Nice, and open into warrior two. So walk that left foot more to the front of your mat. Find that length through the thigh. Drop into your hips. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Nice, and let's reverse our warrior. Snake that right hand into that left hip crease. Drop into those hips. Fan those left ribs open. Beautiful. Find another breath in. And hands to the floor. Beautiful. Left leg back. High to low plank. The cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. We pause and breathe. Soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. You can shake that head out. Play with softening those knees. Press your chest closer to your thighs. Lift those sits bones. And breath by breath, we open up the backs of our legs, drawing those heels to the floor. Take another full inhale. Finish that exhalation. Bend the knees, step, hop, or we'll jump to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Fold forward and drop into that chair. Reach the arms up high. Turning those pinkies towards the floor. We take a full inhale here. On an exhale, hands come to the back of the space. Lift those heels and squeeze those knees together. Beautiful. Inhale. The arms reach up high. Exhale the breath. Hands behind you. Lift those heels and squeeze those knees. Beautiful. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Hands behind you. Heels lift. Last 2. We're breathing. Exhale, lift. Beautiful. Last one, we take a full inhale. Exhale the air, completely lift those heels high. Back into chair pose. Hands to heart center, gorgeous. Let that head be nice and loose. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high plank to low plank. A cobra or up dog and downward dog. Exhale. Right leg lifts. We find our warrior one. Come all the way up. Blossom open into two. We reverse on the inhale and cycle through our vinyasa. Moving with our breath, warming up the body with our vinyasas this morning. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog, exhale. Left leg lifts. We find warrior one. Take your time. Moving with your breath, we open into two. Reverse with the inhale and cycle through our vinyasa. High to low. Take your time. Cobra or upward dog and downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Find that breath. Enjoy your breath. Can you deepen your breath? Let's draw one more full inhale. Complete that exhalation. Bend the knees, step, hop, or we'll jump to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Fold forward and drop into that chair. Let's lift the arms. Turn those pinkies in and we'll draw our prayer to our heart center. Full inhale, find that length and we'll twist to the right. Gaze towards the toes. So weight into that right foot. Let's hover that left leg a few inches off the floor. Nice, let's take it back to the mat. 3 more like that. We lift that left leg just a few inches from your core. Drop it back to the earth. Last 2, we lift and lower. Last one here, lift those left toes. Now take it to the back of the mat. You find that beautiful length, or just drop the knee. Spinning that navel in and up towards the spine. Align those elbows. Maybe take your eye gaze up towards the ceiling. If that left foot is on the floor, really press through that left heel. Now everyone look at your toes on that front foot. In one breath, we step that left foot to right, and we find our chair pose. Drop into those hips. We pull our prayer to our hearts. Beautiful. Find that length through the side waist and take the right elbow outside the left. Elbows in one line and spin your gaze towards the floor. Rooting through that left foot, we lift that right leg a few inches off the floor and take it back down. We're breathing and lifting that right leg and lower. 2 more. Find that breath, use that core, lift that right leg a few inches. We take it back to the mat. Last time. Engage in that left foot, lift the right toes, and take it to the back of that mat. You're spinning that navel in and up towards the spine. Activate that right thigh, press through the heel, maybe drop into the hips, spinning your eye gaze up towards the sky. You always have the option to look towards the floor. So you want to take the tension out of the body, allow the body to soften so it will open. Now everyone gaze towards those left toes. In one breath, we step that right leg to the left. Last time through chair pose. My thighs are burning, beautiful. Hands to heart center as we fold forward. Now split those feet hips distance apart. Peace fingers around those big toes. Halfway lift. Elbows to the side, crown of the head towards the floor. Shake out that head. And shake it up and down. Drawing your shoulders away from your ears, more weight into the balls of the feet. Steady breath. Swallow a few times. Staying here, hanging on to those big toes, or let's slide our hands underneath. Toes towards those wrist creases. Giving those heels of your hands a little massage with your toes. Let's find that halfway lift. Elbows bend, crown of the head towards the floor. Find that breath. 2 more breaths here. We take another full inhale. Finish that exhalation. Let's release our hands. And everyone, we're just going to take one version of Bakasana. So maybe this is a new posture for you, but we'll take it in stages. So we'll come onto the balls of our feet, bend those knees. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. You're drawing your knees as high as you can on the upper shoulders. And let's just take one leg off at a time. Just find that connection. Hands are rooted, that right foot is connected to the floor. We just drop those left toes towards the earth. Now we lift the other leg. Find that foundation. Maybe take more weight into the balls of the hands. Just maybe keep that right leg up or add the left leg. Bakasana. For 3, for 2, on 1. Everyone, just draw your feet back to the floor. Step back. High plank. Beautiful. To low plank. Nice work. Cobra or upward dog. And downward dog. Exhale, eyes towards the back of the mat. So we take our toes into that center line. Lift that right leg up towards the sky. Squeeze the knee to the nose. Shift the weight forward. Then lengthen. Knee outside the right elbow. Pause here. Maybe make that connection. We extend that leg up towards the sky. Now take that knee outside the left shoulder. Maybe it connects. Lengthen through the toes and step it forward into high lunge. And lift. And soften. Draw those shoulders down. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Lift your eyes up towards the sky. Drop into your hips. Weight into that front foot. We'll find Virabhadrasana 3. So push off that back leg. Bringing your prayer to your heart center or extend the arms out to the side. Close that left hip towards the earth. Upward dog in the chest. Spread the toes out. Breath is steady here. Nice. 3 more breaths. Soften through that right knee and lift that left leg a little higher. Last 2. And on 1, we step that leg back all the way up through crescent lunge and vinyasa, hands to the floor. Nice work. High to low plank. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Exhale. Toes into that center line. We lift that left leg high. Squeeze the knee to the nose. Shift that weight forward. Then extend, lengthen through the toes. Now take the knee outside that left elbow. Maybe find that connection. And then we extend. Now we draw the knee across to the right shoulder. And lift. That next breath, step it forward. Crescent lunge. And we rise all the way up. Drop into those hips. Lifting the heart, draw those arms past your ears. Soften the shoulders down the back body. So I'm rooting through that left foot. I'll push off that back leg into Virabhadrasana 3. So watch your space. Soften that left knee. Spin those right toes towards the earth and lift that leg a little higher. For 3, for 2, on 1, we step that leg back through crescent lunge and vinyasa. Hands to the floor. The vinyasa is always optional. You can just meet in downward dog. Child's pose is always available throughout the practice as well. So let's draw those big toes together and extend that right leg. And squeeze the knee to the nose. And then we extend. Now take that right knee towards the right elbow, maybe connect it, and then find that length. This time we draw the knee across the shoulder. Now extend that right leg, roll onto that right hand, fall in triangle. So start with that left hand up towards the sky, and then maybe spin the chest open. Can you lift that right leg? Maybe try. Beautiful. Another breath in. Watch that left hand as it connects with the floor. We'll extend that right leg back up towards the sky and shake it all the way down to the earth, downward dog. Shake out that head. Maybe readjust your hands and draw those big toes into a center line again. Same thing on the other side. We extend that left leg up towards the sky, and then squeeze the knee to the nose. Beautiful. Now lengthen and take that knee outside the left elbow. Maybe make that connection and lengthen. Now we draw that knee outside the right shoulder. Lengthen through that leg. Fall in triangle. Wave into that left hand. You reach that right hand up towards the sky, and then maybe spin the chest up towards the ceiling. Find that root with your feet, lift those hips, maybe lift that left leg. And watch that right hand as it connects with the floor. We extend that left leg up, slowly shake it down, and we'll find our child's pose. Big toes touch, wave those hips, extend the arms forward, just meld through the chest. Maybe bringing your chin towards the floor for some of you, or just take that forehead to the floor. And let's bend those elbows and draw our hands a little closer to the body. You can take those hands alongside the body, belly's nice and soft, slow down the breath. Taking that body scan, starting at the crown of the head. Couple more breaths here. Another full inhale. Complete that exhalation, and we'll slowly come back onto our hands and knees. Tuck those toes under, downward dog. Shake out that head. We'll extend that right leg high. Step it into warrior two. Swing the arms up and around. Drop into those hips. Let's lengthen through that right leg. Bump the hips back and find that length, finding our triangle on the right side. Fingers towards the shin, left arm up towards the sky. Lift those kneecaps. Soften the breath. Steady breathing. For 3, for 2, on 1, we take that left hand on our left hip. Soften that right knee, finding half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So that right foot comes about a foot or foot and a half in front of you. Lift that left leg, flex the feet, flex the toes, and maybe take that left hand up towards the sky. So we slowly begin to bring our eye gaze up towards the ceiling, towards that hand, or maybe bend that top leg, take the hand on the top of the foot, or take that bottom hand, find that balance. So all kinds of options here. One more full breath in. On an exhale, step that left leg towards the back of your mat into warrior two. And straighten that right leg. We'll spin the toes in, left toes out, warrior two. So track that left knee over the left ankle. Maybe take a wider stance. Lines of energy out through the fingertips, drop into those hips. Beautiful. We straighten that left leg, bump the hips back, and reach the left fingers forward. Now allowing that hand to fall, right hand reaches up for Trikonasana triangle. So this version, let's just close our eyes and feel the posture. So noticing the feet as they connect with the floor, draw that earth energy all the way up through the legs. You can flutter your eyelids open, steady breathing. Now we'll take that right hand on our right hip. Look towards those left toes, finding half moon. So you're reaching about 1.5 feet in front of you. You can use a brick. That right hand is lifted, right leg is lifted, excuse me. Right hand is reaching up towards the sky. Maybe shift your eye gaze up towards the upper hand or your ceiling, or modify. Bend that top leg, reach for the top of the foot, or hover that bottom hand off the floor. Find that breath for 3, for 2. On 1, we step that right leg to the back of the mat, back through warrior 2, and then straighten that left leg, spin those heels in, drop those hips, hands rest on the top of your thighs. So drop into those hips. Let's take that right shoulder towards the left knee, back to neutral. Really reach and lift. For 3, to neutral, last 2, and 1. Changing sides, left shoulder towards the right knee, and we lift. Draw it across and open. Let's take 4 more. 3. Really reach that shoulder towards the knee. We'll take 1 more. Back to neutral. Let's cactus our hands. Lift the right heel. Little pulses, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, right heel down, left heel lifts. Little pulses. Keep that left heel where it is. Add the right heel. Breathing here. Lift the arches for 3. Nice. 2. On 1, heels down. Let's straighten those legs. Heel toe those feet together. And just bring your prayer to your heart center. Pause and breathe. Swallow. Finding that equal inhalation and exhalation. Slowing everything down. And let's flutter our eyelids open. And we'll find our dancer. Right elbow, right hip, left hand up towards the sky. Bend that right knee. Find the inner arch of the foot and hug those knees together. Find that length through the left arm and find that kicking action with the right leg. Toes up and towards the back of the space. Find that breath. Steady eye gaze, eye level. 3 more breaths here. Maybe soften that left knee. Upward dog in the chest. Reach those right toes a little higher. 2 more breaths. Pour it all on. Beautiful. And then use that breath to rise. Release the hands and legs. Samastitihi. Pause and breathe. Beautiful. Swallow. Find that breath. We'll find the other side. Left elbow, left hip. Bend the knee. Right hand reaches up. Squeeze those knees together. Let's stay here for a breath. Opening up that hip flexor. And from this foundation, from that right foot rooted, lift that left leg up and towards the back of your space. Nice. Pouring it on. Find that eye gaze. Keep kicking and reaching. Softening through that right knee. 3 more breaths here. Last 2. Guys are looking great. Now ride that breath up. Samastitihi. Hands at your heart center. Pause and breathe. Soften through the jaw. Let's flutter our eyelids open. And we'll take 1 more balancing posture this morning. So we'll find our traditional tree. Or find that Bikram version. So right foot in the inner left thigh, open up those collarbones, feeling the soles of your palms connecting. Steady breath. We'll reach our prayer up towards the sky. And we'll just bend through our elbows, taking our prayer right between those shoulder blades. Now lift your chin. Eyes are open wide. Breath is steady. Lifting your heart. And then we'll raise our prayer and lower it down. Take that right leg to the floor. Samastitihi. Relax your jaw. Slow everything down. We'll flutter our eyelids open and take the other side. So left foot in the inner right thigh. Find that connection. Prayer to your heart center. Open up those collarbones. Now we'll lift our prayer. Let's split our hands this time. Again, lifting your chin, lifting your eye gaze. Find that breath. For 3, for 2, and on 1, lower the hands down. Our prayer to our heart center, left leg down. Wiping that slate clean. A beautiful breath in. Forward fold, Uttanasana. We find that halfway lift. Step back into high plank. So we have 5 yogi push-ups here. You can find your forearms. Always have that option to come to your knees. So we're building strength here. Last 2 push-ups, or you're staying in that high plank. Nice, and we'll come all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Let's take that right ear to the mat. Arms alongside the body. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. And let it go. Left ear to the floor. Allow the body to surrender, to melt. Tracing that breath in and out through the nose. We'll come back to neutral. Interlace the hands behind the back body. A great time to use a strap or a hand towel. The hip points are rooted into the floor. Tops of the feet are rooted. We're just peeling our chest on this version, just peeling the chest off the mat. Back of the neck lengthens, feet are rooted. Take another breath in, lift a little higher, and slowly roll down. Take that right ear to the mat, release your hands, and melt. We'll come back to center. Same setup. Put the opposite thumb on top. Tops of the feet root. Hip points are connected. We're just peeling. Maybe it's just an inch or 2. Peeling that chest off the floor. Imagine your shoulders are lifting up. You're rooted. You're finding that core. Reach the fingers towards the back of the space. Now take your thighs off the floor. So we lift our chest, then we lift our thighs. We lift our chest, our thighs. One more. Chest and thighs lift, and we lower it all down, opposite ear to the floor. Just windshield wiper those feet side to side. And we'll roll onto our back bodies. Hug those knees in. And let's take our feet flat on the floor. Setting up for our bridge, spin those palms up towards the sky. Our feet are parallel to the sides of our mat. Now press into that lower back area. Feel everything connected with the floor. Now we'll elevate, we'll lift those hips, feet are rooted. Walk those shoulders in. Bringing our sternum towards our chin, our eyes are wide open. Our feet, our knees are squeezing into that center line. Connect with that core here. Now let's just lift our heels off the floor and pulse them for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Lower those hips down. Our knees kiss, our hands come on our belly. Pause and breathe here. Maybe swallow. Enjoy that breath. And we'll take our second bridge. So our knees open wide. We'll lift our hips. I'm going to support underneath my lower back body for this version and extend that right leg up towards the sky. Stay here or take the right ankle on the left thigh and allow that knee to open to gravity. That left foot is rooted. We lift a little more with our hips. You can extend that right leg back up. Lower it down, readjust the hands if you need on the back body. Right foot is rooted. We lift that left leg up. Nice. Stay here or take that left ankle on the right thigh. Open up that knee. Eyes are bright. Breath is steady. We'll extend that left leg high. Lower it down. And drop the back body to the earth. The knees kiss. We take both hands on our heart center. Pause and breathe here. Relax that jaw. So one more bridge or full wheel. When you're ready, same setup for bridge, full wheel, hands and feet root. We come on the crown of the head, hug those elbows in. Equally press hands and feet into the floor. Find that length through the arms. Walk those feet in. Shake out that head. If you're in bridge, energetically hug those knees together. We're breathing here for 3, for 2, and on 1. Chin in, unwind the spine. Nice. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. A hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. Pause and breathe. Cleaning the teeth with your tongue. And taking that hand on your belly, put it over that other hand on your heart. Whispering one thing you're grateful for this morning. Flutter your eyelids open. We'll take our hands on our knees, draw those knees in, and just rock upwards. And we're going to take our hands behind us for, we're going to do a different version of abs today. So first we'll start with a reverse tabletop. So lift those hips up, open up the throat, and let that head be nice and loose. So we're going to bend through our elbows here, working on our triceps, straighten our arms, and lift our left leg and right hand to touch. Lower it down, bend, lift, opposite. Left arm, right foot. Lower them, bend, lift. So right leg, left leg, right hand, down, we bend, lift. Opposite, bend, lift. We'll do 5 more. Opposite hand is leg. Find those triceps. Last 4. We bend and lift. Last 3. Come on, Bill. What's he doing? He's just watching. Bend and lift is hard. If you fall and lose your balance, let's just do 1 more. Opposite hand is leg. We'll feel those in our triceps tomorrow. Just lower those sits bones to the earth. Right now. And we'll hug those knees in. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Steady breath. Take another full inhale. Complete the exhalation. We'll lift our head and let's just stretch it out. So 1 more reverse tabletop. We won't do the ab work here. Feet are hips distance apart. Hands root, we lift those sits bones. Let that head be nice and loose. Lift everything a little higher. And then slowly lower those sits bones to the earth. We'll cross our ankles, nice, and just roll into downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Right leg extends up towards the sky. Bill's gonna do it, so we might as well do it with him. So we'll say with Raja Kapotasana, woo! Yeah! Right knee, right thumb, left leg extends behind you.
At least there's no more table time.
Untuck your toes. Crown of the head towards the front of your space. Just melt the forehead on top of your hands. Let it all go. Melt through the heart. That left foot, you want to find the connection between all of the toenails. Hips are level. Melt through the heart. Couple more breaths. One more full inhale. Complete that exhalation. We'll lift our hearts, weight into that right hip, into fire log. So that left ankle comes on the right knee. Walk that bottom leg out so it's parallel to the left knee. So that knee may be lifted, it's just how open your hips are. Let's flex the toes to protect the knees. Both sits bones root. Maybe you have a little more openings. You can walk those hands forward. So take your time here exploring. Soften the shoulders. Flex those feet. Looking good. Nice, everyone. Breathe into the tightness in the body. What can you soften and let go of in this position here? Take another inhale. We let it go. We lift our hearts and take a spin to the right. And we'll turn in the opposite direction. And we'll come back to center, release the legs. We'll find one Navasana, so support it or extend those legs. Breathing here for 3, for 2, on 1. Cross your ankles into downward dog. You can cycle through a vinyasa or just stay in downward dog. Other side, our left leg lifts. Pigeon on the other side. Right leg extends behind you. Nice, untuck the toes. Drop into those hips, pull the shoulders away from your ears. And walk your hands forward. Less is more, David. Honor those hips. So everyone let go, melt through the heart. Our tendency is to hang out on that left hip, but close that right hip point to the earth. Let that hip do the work. Take the pressure out of your forearms and shoulders. Melt. And soften through the jaw. Relax the face. Finding that breath. Can you feel the toenails on the right foot? All 5 toenails. 2 more breaths here. We take another full inhale. Let it go. Lift your heart. Weight into that left hip. We find fire log on the other side. So that right ankle on the left knee, that left foot crawls out. So they're stacked like logs. Again, this knee may be lifted. It's just the opening in your body this morning. Find those sits bones. You can stay supported here. Again, let go of any tension in the body, maybe finding a little more opening, being able to walk those hands forward. Engage through that core, navel in and up towards your spine. Melt through the shoulders. Steady breathing. Swallow. Just riding that breath. We take another full inhale. Let it go. We lift our hearts and take a spin to the left. And spin in the opposite direction. And back through center, extend those legs out in front of you. Let's flex our feet, removing that extra flesh. Arms swing up and melt forward for our Paschimottanasana, reaching for those toes, soften through those knees, crown of the head, reaching towards those toes, breathing into the back body. Our shoulders soften away from our ears. And lift our hearts, and let's open up our legs. Internal rotation of those thighs. We'll walk our hands forward. Feet are flexed. Melt through the heart. Couple more breaths here. So let's walk to that right foot. Both hands outside that leg. Imagine that navel is coming towards that right thigh. Hanging onto that big toe. Take that left arm up and over for some of you. And we'll work our way to the other side. Nice, take your time. Soften your shoulders, Elise. Yeah, let them go. Beautiful. Hand splay that front leg, that left leg. Stay here, root through that sits bone, or find the peace fingers on that left big toe, right arm up and over. We're breathing. 2 more breaths. We take another full inhale. Complete the exhale, walk your hands back to center. So we've not done our yogi quiz for quite some time. I want to show you a way to get there. So you can try it with the hands in front. If you have a block or 2 bricks, you can bring the earth a little closer and just lift off. Gives you a little more lift. Or just try it. You can just root those heels in and find that lift. You find that sensation, or hands root and blast off. Everyone, nice. Let's draw those legs together and come back on the back body. We'll take one more posture this morning, so we'll find our plow. So take the toes up towards the sky. Let's lift our sits bones, take the toes overhead, support that lower back body. Careful, don't move your head or neck in this posture. I'm on the toes here. You can find your way into shoulder stand, or just breathe here in your middle back. Such a great opener here. Especially if you sit a lot at your desk. Just a great way to stretch a different part of your back. Relax your face. If you're exploring shoulder stand, maybe you just take one leg up. It's a great way to start finding that balance. So just listen to your body. If you're in shoulder stand, please draw both of the legs overhead. Everyone will bend our knees and squeeze our knees into our ears. I'm still supporting my lower back here And then take the hands on the floor as slowly as you can. Unwind the spine. When those hips hit the floor, use that support and use your core to slowly just lower those legs all the way to the mat. Nice. We'll hug those knees in one last time. Cactus our hands out to the side, drop the knees to the right. And we'll draw those knees back to center. Take them in the opposite direction. Maybe gaze over that right shoulder. We'll take those knees one last time back to center. Slowly extend the legs to the floor. We'll stretch everything out. Take the arms up overhead. Really find that beautiful stretch until you soften into Shavasana. Let go of any control of your breath and let go. Finding that next full incoming breath. And let it go. Adding movement to our toes and our fingers. And stretching the arms up overhead. And just allow yourself to roll onto either side of the body. Pausing here for a moment. If you have more time, just enjoying Shavasana a little longer, or find your way to a comfortable seated position. Comfortable cross-legged, eyes soft or closed. Steady breath. A quote this morning from Octavia Butler. Sometimes being a friend means mastering the art of timing. There's a time for silence, a time to let go and allow people to hurl themselves into their own destiny, and a time to prepare to pick the pieces up when it's all over. So, inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center, bowing your forehead to the tips of your fingers, acknowledging your gift that you gave yourself this morning, and inviting you to see if you can bring some of this essence, the presence, out into the world. So let's join our voices together to seal our class off with one beautiful Om. A sip in the breath. Om. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you for a beautiful practice. Stay safe and namaste. Thank you, everyone. David, take care of your home. We're praying for you. Everyone, have a beautiful day. Check in on people. I know we have so much energetically going on in the world. We can do our part. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a
Amy.
great day, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Much love, you guys.